So the Modern Warfare 2 beta has now came to a conclusion. We're now left to wait until the end of October for the full game to come out. Now, the Modern Warfare 2 beta wasn't all out bad, in my opinion. It was very much a mixed bag. To a degree, it was fun to play, and on occasions I really did enjoy playing it for a good couple of hours. However, there were some glaring issues with it. And with this being the internet, we're only going to focus on the negative. So here are 5 things that need to change from the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Before we get started, here are just some notable mentions. First of all, the disbanding of lobbies. Now, don't get me wrong, I do want lobbies to not disband every single bloody time like they did in the old days. However, the reason I've not included this, one, it is actually one of the few things that Infinity Ward have listened to feedback on, and have said that they might look into it and see if it's possible to maybe increase the chances of lobbies staying together at the end of a game. And 2, I've got to the point now where I'm sort of used to the way it is. Lobbies disband at the end of the game, it is what it is. So to me, it's not right at the top of things that need to be changed. I've just sort of accepted it. However, within Infinity Ward looking into it more avidly than anything else by the sounds of it, I thought, overall, let's just not include this, I should say. Also, guns. Yes, the MP4, I should say, MP5, SCAR, they're all OP, blah-de-blah-de-blah. It's a beta, and as much as you could probably guess that not all those guns will be balanced at launch, or probably at all during the game, let's be honest, I just felt like it wasn't worth mentioning in a beta. They do have the time to look at things like that, and you never know, they might actually fix it. And finally, for the notable mentions, I just wanted to say the Valderas Museum, I hope I pronounced that right, the museum map, as I shall call it going forward, isn't very good. Very simple. It's not a 6v6 map for a start, it's too big. Maybe 10v10 will make it better, but it's a bit of a crap map, and I can't remember coming out of a beta and thinking already, yeah, no, that's a shit map. Generally, during the betas, I played the maps through, haven't got enough of a feel for them to have an actual opinion on them, and generally I enjoy them. No, the museum map was shit, let's just face it. Now, no particular order, let's start with number 1, and we're going with this at first off, simply because it's the first thing you will see when you load up the game, and that is the UI. Clunky is the way I'd describe it if I was given one word, particularly for consoles or for controllers. Now, maybe on a PC with a mouse and keyboard, it's more seamless, so it feels like it would be. But for controllers, there's a lot of R1, R2, L1, L2, and it overuses that to a degree where it's just a little bit messy. It is a menu that is all over the place. I feel like the UI is something that they probably changed relatively easy, and I do want to just sort of play devil advocates with myself here. It might be built like this for some sort of integration with Warzone 2 or future Call of Duty titles. However, as it is right now, the UI is a bit crap. Moving on to gameplay. Time to kill. It's like lasers everywhere. It's just way too quick. There are countless times where you'd sort of round a corner and you'd feel like you've got enough time to back off. However, you had no chance. I feel like when you go around the corner, you see the enemy there, you start getting shot a little bit, there should be enough time for you, if you've got the reactions and you've got the game sense, to get back out the way, you should have that opportunity. On Modern Warfare 2 Beta, 90% of the time you did not have that opportunity. If you got shot, you were dead or you were as close to death as you could possibly be. It was occasionally very inconsistent, especially if you used the shotgun. Now, granted, the shotgun that you could put in a creator class was... you couldn't have attachments for some reason. So maybe that had an impact on it, and I didn't actually use a shotgun with attachments. However, it was very inconsistent when it comes to one-shot kills. So when you get a hit marker at relatively close range with a shotgun, and you get absolutely lasered by an assault rifle, you can't help but feel like this isn't right. My overall thought on the time to kill is it feels very Ghost-like. And now Ghost, possibly the worst Call of Duty game of all time, in my opinion. Mainly because Infinite Warfare's campaign was actually pretty decent. It's between those two. But Ghosts, I really had no time for, and one of the main problems I had with multiplayer in particular was the time to kill. Hopefully they do tweak this a little bit at least. I don't think it needs to be majorly overhauled, because a long time to kill I mean, for someone that runs and guns, which I generally do, it's a bit better to have a faster time to kill, but it is too quick at the moment, way too quick. Number 3, Minimap. Change for the sake of it. There is no reason to touch the minimap as it was, absolutely none whatsoever, and they went and changed it. It showing up when there's only UAV is just a bit bizarre. They say it's to try and encourage people to, get in gunfights and not be afraid to shoot, but if you were afraid of getting your gunshots heard and seen on the minimap, there's an attachment called a suppressor. It does sort of minimise the actual impact a suppressor can have, and there's almost no need to really run with one now. It's just, I don't understand why. I don't understand why they've sat around a table at a meeting and thought, you know what, this mini-map will be better. I think they should change it back. I don't think there's any need to change it in the first place. Just bring it back so we can see people when they bloody shoot their gun. Because that's the risk you run when you don't have a suppressor. That's how it bloody works. 4, and possibly the one that might have a bit of debate, I don't really know, but perks. I don't really like the new system overly. I think it needs to be looked at. I don't really understand the whole bonus perk system. For one thing, the bonus perks are the likes of Hardline, Fast Hands, Cold Blooded, and of course we get Last Stand back because everyone wanted that. These are all just generic common Call of Duty perks. There's nothing really bonus feeling about them. So you're sort of positioned yourself where you've got to earn your way to a perk that in previous years you just had, and then it's not like they're overly broken. Obviously Survivor or Last Stand is like way above the line of, I mean, if you use, I'm normally quite mundane, you can do whatever you want on Call of Duty games, but if you use that, grow up. I just don't really understand the whole thing with, like, during game, surely you're at a disadvantage. You've been put into a game already in progress, not really down to anything you've done, and you've got people who've got bonus perks and all that. However, if you just give them that from the start, they don't earn it at all, and it makes the whole bonus thing pointless. It just doesn't really add up to me. I don't really see the need for it. I think it is sort of similar to the minimap. It's changed for the sake of it, and I understand the need to freshen up the game when it's sort of a similar formula, but this didn't seem the way to do it. And of course, this is sort of similar with the classes. You got Sentinel, Stalker, and Rusher, and unsurprisingly, with Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Sentinels, which is built for camping, very common, funnily enough. And this brings us to our final thing that needs changing. And I said there was no particular order to this video. However, this one is the one that does piss me off the most. And it is, of course, footsteps. I don't understand what kind of weird foot fetish people have at Infinity Ward, but why they've started to bring in, from Modern Warfare a few years ago, the whole footstep thing, I just do not understand. They're stupidly loud. Even when they tweaked it for the weekend too, they were stupidly loud.
Enemy is securing Bravo.
They're so audible. Even, I like to run about a bit, but they even put me off running. Because they're just it is so pointless. Trying to sneak up on someone or try and go around the enemy, try and get into their spawn, go around, try and flank them, when you just know that as soon as you get even a slight bit close to them, they will hear you like fucking Bigfoot. This really needs to be tweaked down. I don't remember this ever being, they've always been audible in COD games, but they've never been audible to a point where you definitely know someone is about 140 bloody meters away from you because they start stomping. You could always hear footsteps if they were very, very, very close to you, and that was fine. There was utterly no need to boost it up by like 1,000 and make it so you can't flank, you can't really run unless you've got dead silence. It just makes dead silence more common. Again, dead silence was fairly frequent as it was in Modern Warfare. It's just going to be used all the time again. I just don't get it. I really do not get it. And I hope to God that we see footsteps decreased massively by the time the actual game comes out. We're going to end it there, obviously, because if you can count, that was 5. And I was getting very passionate about the whole footsteps thing. It really pisses me off. Anyway, that is 5 things that need changing from the Modern Warfare 2 beta. That is not the only 5 things, and again, just to stress, I do think there were good elements of Modern Warfare 2's beta, but there are definitely areas that need to be worked on. And you got to remember, this game is a 2-year cycle as well, so if it's shit for 2 years. It's not ideal. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for another video. Goodbye.